Nicknamed the City of Roses, Portland is one of the most beautiful cities in the country. It's a city that I have visited often throughout my life, and although it's not without its issues, I've usually really enjoyed my time in Portland. In this series, I briefly cover a city's history, population, skyline, as well as a few things that make the city unique. Now let's meet Portland. I always like to start by quickly exploring how a city wound up being where it is today. Portland is located near the confluence of the Columbia and the Willamette Rivers. Some of the early inhabitants of the area were the Chinook people, who were documented by Lewis and Clark during their Corps of Discovery. Pioneer settlers began arriving en masse to the valley during the 1840s via the Oregon Trail. By the late 19th century, the city had grown into a bustling port. The name of the new settlement came down to a literal coin toss, with one of the founders, Francis Pettygrove, winning the toss and naming the settlement after his hometown of Portland, Maine. Today, Portland, Oregon is much larger than its namesake in Maine, with over 630,000 people, which makes it the 27th largest city in the country and the 6th largest on the West Coast. I tend to think that metro population is a better indicator of a city's actual size, and Portland has a metro population of around 2.5 million people, making it the 25th largest metro in the country, falling between San Antonio and Austin. Some of the most recognizable companies headquartered in the Portland metro include Nike, Columbia, Fred Meyer, and KinderCare. There are 14 colleges and universities in the Portland metro, the largest being Portland State University. Call me shallow, but when it comes to cities, I think appearances matter. Portland has an okay skyline, but the natural beauty surrounding the city really levels up its overall appearance. If you took the average height of Portland's tallest 5 buildings, it would be ranked as the 32nd tallest skyline in the country, falling between Milwaukee and Nashville. The tallest building in the city is the Wells Fargo Center at 546 feet or 166 meters. But my favorite building in the skyline is the city's second tallest, the US Bancorp Tower. It's nicknamed the Big Pink because of its unique color and is home to one of my favorite restaurants in Portland, the Portland City Grill. When it comes to things that make Portland unique, I have to start with its incredible bookstore, Powell's. Powell's is the world's largest independent bookstore at 68,000 square feet, earning the nickname of Powell's City of Books. It has 3,500 different sections within it and houses about 1 million books. Overlooking Portland is the Pittock Mansion. The mansion itself is stunning and is on the National Register of Historic Places, but the most impressive aspect of the estate is its breathtaking view. Portland is truly situated in one of the most beautiful places of any city in the country, and it's difficult to deny that when looking at the city and the surrounding area from Pittock Mansion. Mount Hood stands out prominently on the other side of the city, but on a clear day you can also view 4 other volcanoes: Mount St. Helens, Mount Adams, Mount Jefferson, and even Mount Rainier. One of the original owners of Pittock Mansion, Georgiana Pittock, helped host the first Portland Rose Show and helped launch the Portland Rose Festival, which has contributed to the city taking on the nickname of City of Roses. On the hill south of Pittock Mansion is the International Rose Test Garden, where new variations of roses are developed. It's the oldest continually operated rose test garden in the country. Neighboring the International Rose Test Garden is another garden of note, the Portland Japanese Garden. The Portland Japanese Garden is a 12-acre traditional Japanese garden which is considered to be the most authentic Japanese garden in the world not located in Japan. One of the first things you notice when taking in the Portland cityscape is the large number of bridges crossing the Willamette River. The most notable of these bridges is the Tillicum Crossing Bridge, or Bridge of the People, which was the first major bridge in the US that was designed to allow access to pedestrians, cyclists, and transit vehicles, but not cars. Across the Tillicum Crossing Bridge from downtown Portland is the Oregon Museum of Science and Industry, or OMSI. One of the exhibits of the museum is the USS Blueback submarine, which served in the US Navy from 1959 to 1990 and was also in the movie The Hunt for the Red October. From the Tillicum Bridge, you can also see another interesting landmark of the city, and that is the Portland Aerial Tram. The tram travels about 1,000 meters and is one of only 2 commuter aerial trams in the country, the other being the Roosevelt Island Tramway in New York City. And while on the topic of commuting, I should mention that Portland is considered to be the most bike-friendly city in the country, with many people choosing to bike to work. One of the ways the city maintains its reputation of being weird is through its food scene. Two examples of this would be Voodoo Donuts, where you can get all sorts of weird donuts like the Maple Bacon Bar, and the other example is Salt and Straw ice cream. Salt and Straw was featured in an episode of The World according to Jeff Goldblum. Portland is considered to be one of the nation's best food truck cities with over 600 food trucks or carts in the city. Portland also has more microbreweries per capita than any other city in the world. And I'll end by mentioning a natural landmark just outside of the city, and that is Multnomah Falls. The 620-foot or 189-meter tall waterfall is the tallest in the state and is one of the tallest year-round waterfalls in the country. It's the most visited natural recreation site in the Pacific Northwest. Well, that wraps up my video about Portland. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.